Hello guys, welcome. In this video I want to show you different types of knots. So when you are trying to learn how to make bracelets, there are 4 types of knots. That means forward knots, backward knots, forward backward knots, and backward forward knots. Now the forward knots are mostly called just the forward knots. Backward knots are mostly called just the backward knots, but I call them original name because every knot is actually made from 2 knots. So for some people, eventually when they are starting, it may be confusing, like, oh, there is just a one forward knot and then there is a forward backward. It doesn't make sense to me. No, it's not just a one forward knot, it's always forward knot. So in this first stack I'm going to do a forward knot, and I also give you a little bit of theory so maybe you can understand it a little bit better. So forward knot means that the string that's on your left will literally do a knot on the string which is on the right, and it will change the order. So that means right now we have a strings like this. So the black is on your left and the white is on your right. And when you do a knot, in that case you will do a knot and it will change the order. So literally you will move this black string forward. Easy to understand it that way. So how are you going to do a forward knot? I will grab this white string like this with my, let's say, left hand. And now remember number 4. You will create this like a number 4 here. I will just grab it like this with my fingers. And now this black string goes underneath. I'll just bring it here like this. And now I'll be pulling this white string and the black string into the top. So that's the first part of the forward knot. Now I need to do the second part of the forward knot. So how will I do the second part of the forward knot? Exactly the same. That means I will create this number 4 like this. I'll just grab this with my fingers and I will bring this from the bottom and I will just pull it like this. And now I'm creating a second part of the forward knot. Okay, great. So the final result is that I've changed the order of the strings. I've literally moved this black string forward and I've created forward knot, and there is a knot created here. It's like a full proper nice knot where you are making bracelets, so you're actually going to see these knots, because if you only created one knot, that's not a full knot. Okay, so this one is actually a full knot. Now I'm going to create a backward knot. Okay, here we were doing a forward knot. Now I'm going to do backward knot. So for the backward knot, you have to move the string backward. That means you cannot move this one backward because there's nothing in there from the left side, so you can only move the red as a backward because it has a black string on its left. So actually now you are going to be knotting with the red string on the black string, and you are going to be creating a red knot of the red color. So how you are going to do a backward knot? Okay, so I'm going to hold this with my right hand right now, and I'm going to create this number 4 like this. And again, I'm going to bring this red from the bottom. I'm sorry, I'm struggling a little bit. Hopefully it is visible what I'm doing. And again, I will pull the black string and I will pull this red like this on the top. Now again, that's just the first part of the knot. Now I need to create a second part of the backward knot. So again, I will create this number 4 like this. I will just grab it with my finger here. And in this little gap, I will just try to put this red string from the bottom there. And I will just bring it like this. And again, I will be pulling black string down and the red string will go like that. Okay, so what happens here as a final result is that I've changed the positions of these 2 strings. So now, before they were like this, and now because I was going actually backward with the red string, so now they are like this. And as you can see, there is a beautiful knot here which was actually created, and that's a backward knot, or let's say backward. So here we've done forward, forward. Here we've done backward, backward. Now I'm going to create here forward, backward knot. Here the first part of the knot is a forward knot. So let's say you want to create a forward knot with this red string. You cannot, because there is nothing on its right. So actually this white string has something on its right, which is this red string. So I'm going to do a forward backward knot, and I'm going to be knotting on the red string, and I'm going to be doing a knot which will be a white color because I'm going to be using this string. So the forward knot, it's like this. I'm going to be pulling this with my left hand, and I will create this number 4. I will just grab it like this, bring it from the bottom, and again I'm pulling the string down and this one up. Okay, that's the first part of the knot, that's a forward part of the knot, and now I'm going to do a backward part of the knot. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hold this with my other hand, and I will create this number 4 like this, and I'll just hold it like this. I'll try to bring this white into this gap here, into this number 4 gap, and again I'm pulling and pulling the white up. Okay, so the final result here is that the order of the strings hasn't changed. That means because I've done a forward part of the knot and then backward part of the knot, so with the forward part of the knot I move them like this, and then with the backward part of the knot I literally move them back into their direction as they were before. But the final result is the knot here, and it's a white knot knotted on a red string. Great. Now we have these strings, and I'm going to do a backward forward knot. Okay, so if I want to do a backward forward knot, in that case I cannot do a backward with this one because there is nothing on its left side, but this one has the yellow on its left side, so I'm going to be knotting with a blue string on the yellow string, and the final knot is going to be a blue color. And in that case, how I'm going to do a backward forward knot is, again, I will grab this yellow with my right hand, I will create this number 4 like this, I will just grab it like this, I'll try to bring this blue string into this gap like that, and again I'm pulling the yellow string down and the blue string up. Great. Now I'm going to create a forward part of the knot, so I will grab it into my other hand. So I'm now holding it with my left hand, and this one I will do this number 4 into this direction, and I will bring it from the bottom, and great. And I have created a knot now, so there is a full nice quality knot here, which is created from 2 knots. That means backward, forward. And again, the positions of the strings, nothing has changed really, because first you were doing a knot backward, that was where you changed the order of the strings, but then you were doing knot as a forward, so backward, forward. So again, you just brought it back like this. You know, some people may be asking like, okay, how would you do quickly without swapping the hands, how you were explaining at the beginning of the video? Nobody is interested in that. How would you do it quickly? Okay, I'm holding it like this with my hand, and I'm going to do a backward knot, okay? Backward. Okay, now let's do forward. Great. Now let's do backward, forward. Okay, so backward, forward. Okay, now let's do forward, backward. Okay, forward, backward. Fantastic. So what I'm trying to say by this is that, of course, when you practice more, you will create some hand movement which will fit your needs. That means you just need to practice and you will come up with something, yeah? So as you can see here, I have also this prepared. That means I have this bunch of strings and I have this white string as well, where I want to show you some theory as well. So let's say I want to do a loop and I have these strings ready for a bracelet and I want to use this white string to create a loop. So how I would work with this here, let's say many times when I do loop, I for example do a forward backward knot, okay? So if I'm going to do a forward backward knot, let's say I will do a forward part of the knot. I will make this number 4 and then I will just do a forward part of the knot. But now, before I pull anything, I'm interested in where I want to have this fancy pattern showing up. You will see some fancy pattern later on. So if I want to show this fancy pattern on the left side, I'm not going to be pulling here, which I would do otherwise, but I'm going to be pulling into this direction. So I've done a forward part of the knot, but I'm pulling into left direction. And now I'm going to do a backward part of the knot. That means I will just do this number 4 like this, and I will bring the string from the bottom. And again, I'm pulling into this direction. Great, fantastic. Now, again, I'm going to do a forward backward knot. So that means I will just create this forward part of the knot. And originally I would be pulling into the right, but I'm not going to be pulling into the right. I'm going to be pulling into the left because I want this fancy pattern to be on the left. So now I've created the first part of the knot, which is a forward part of the knot. And now I'm going to be creating a backward part of the knot. So that means I will create this number 4 into this direction. Sorry, I'm just struggling a little bit. And I will bring this white from the bottom like this. And again, I'm pulling into the left. And what's actually happening is that I'm creating this fancy pattern here. But there is another thing. As you can see, again, as at the beginning of my video, I was just showing you like, yeah, you just make a number 4 like this. And, you know, then you just keep like grabbing this one into different hands. And that could be actually pretty annoying. Then you make a number 4 like this. And you are creating this pattern. So if I want to hold this in this hand, I don't want to move this hand. I just want to be working with this hand for the pattern, for the white string, and with this hand for this bunch of strings. So what I'm going to do then, I mean what I do as what I developed for myself, is that if I'm going to create a forward knot here, let's say this is how I would do a backward knot, okay? I will create this number 4 like this. But if I want to create a forward knot, I'll just do this. It's like this weird number 4 actually, where I do number 4 with this. And then I'll do a backward knot like this. Then I do this forward part of the knot without changing any positions. And then the backward part of the knot like this. And forward part of the knot. Fantastic. And backward part of the knot. And what I'm trying to say here actually is, it is also visible, is that I don't just swap hands like this all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just holding it like this, and I believe that you can develop that as well very quickly. You just need a little bit of practice. And as you can see here, as I said before, you can see this fancy pattern showing up on the left side, which is fantastic. Yeah, so this is the theory about how you can read the knots. Eventually, when you understand this properly, you can just go and start to read the patterns. Hopefully the video wasn't boring. Guys, please give me a like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you will get an email when I upload a new video. And good luck with your bracelets. Bye bye.